I am alive. Hey everyone, I'm Alex, the Quality Assurance Analyst at Stitch Media. And today I'm just going to be doing some level design ideas, trying to come up with ideas for our alpha release that's coming out on April 30th. I think being wrapped up on the 30th, released on the 1st. Yeah, so this is just me going over some screenshots of levels, looking at the GDD, trying to brainstorm up other ways to do things, or just like extra branches. Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty chill, laid back stream. Where is my Twitch chat? Twitch chat's there. Yeah, it's fine. Hello. Hello, me. Alright, so yeah. So earlier I was just brainstorming over like things to do with win titles, just like all the combinations of them. And you can kind of see the list here. I'm not going to read through it. What I'm going to do though is get this PSD open. Close that. Bring that up. Okay, that's obnoxious. Whatever. Alright, so here we have the first one. And currently what happens is if you get 10 Mugu here, you can open this gate up. So, obviously we could just add like an extra gate somewhere. Maybe one where you can only see, currently here you have to either explode the rocks or set an anvil. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way I could set this up to trigger with fire Mugu instead of heavy Mugu. I don't think we have terrain that counts as Mugu, because all pressure switches basically need Mugu to pressure them, or you need to spend heavy Mugu to make an anvil, which are then like taken out of your total, and then that anvil has the value equal to what you use to trigger it. Fire Mugu. If there was an object in the game that had value equal to, like say 10 or whatever you needed, what you could have is you could have the object kind of behind something, like it's about to roll down, like a boulder, and you have some shrubble or whatever in the way blocking it for some reason. And if you blew up the shrubble with the fire Mugu, boulder rolls down, flips the switch. I'm good. I need a login info, so I'm just gonna take a quick break. A little quick intermission. Yeah. Yeah, so I should probably bring up the other notepad document. Just gonna save this as until I'm brainstorming puzzle ideas level 1, and yeah, I'm just gonna put down that idea of like the boulder with value equal to pressure plate. Number 1, and you burnable rubble is blocking boulder. Burn rubble with fire Mugu. Boulder rolls and snaps boulder rolls onto pressure plate. Yeah. I don't know. This is like an interesting, like, it's not that good, just because we might not have that kind of actor in the game. And the big thing we're trying to focus on right now is strictly using what we have. Alright. So now I'm just scrolling through our GDD. Actually, let's see if I can listen to music right now. And I don't think that shows up on stream. Maybe it does. Nope, it does not. Sec City. Alright, so GDD time. 12 core mechanics, handbox level, refined, core mechanics, achieve fun, find out for kill lots of loot, make lots of moog, kill lots of mugu. Are mugu corpses movable by the tunnels? Yeah, because I think what we could do is we could have a kill plate somewhere, and you throw mugu on them, and the kill plate kills them, but also have a wind tunnel, so it blows the corpses somewhere, and then you bring your other mugu there, and they multiply. It's disgusting. That's not really a puzzle. That's more more mugu. Yeah. Alright, so kill plate, wind tunnel, blows corpses to another location. Player can mugu restock. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so I kind of like the rubble idea. I'm just going to move on to the next one, see if something else comes up. And here we just have some rocks and stuff. Now this is a gauntlet, so here I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be fire.
Hey.
Yo.
I heard you needed an Adobe password?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, I was just going to say you could PM it to me.
Well, I didn't know which screens you were sharing.
Oh no, I'm on,
Are you live?
Yeah, I'm live.
What's up?
Hey.
Where do you need to log in?
Here. You wanna type it?
Sure. So what's your mic over?
I thought it was supposed to be tilted a bit.
This is the front.
Yeah.
You're not that tall.
I guess. At least I'm not doing this stuff, where I'm speaking into the head of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Jones. Welcome to Stitch Media.
It's probably going to do the thing where it says you're already logged in on another machine.
I already tried to push someone out.
Alright.
So, yeah.
Bye.
Sweet. Thanks, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Cool. Now I can draw arrows and not use paint. Alright, let's go to number 3, I guess, since that's what we were just talking about. Are you now? Well, what a happy coincidence. Yuck. Why do I have a timeline? Window timeline? Boop. Cool. Let's make this let's move this here. Bit bigger. Bits, can't make it smaller. Stretch out. Dope. New layer. Control S. Save is the same name. Okay, so if I recall correctly, what's supposed to be here? Come on, Photoshop. I'm clicking. Work. Do something, please. Photoshop. Wow, it is. Why Photoshop? Oh, maximize compatibility. Oh, okay, a pop-up was on my other monitor. Or maximizing compatibility. Weird. Man, it is leggy. Alright, I haven't dropped any frames recently. Yeah, we're just gonna close Photoshop real quick and then open it back up and hope it's a little bit better. But yeah, this area, I don't know. This level's pretty... The way it's been brainstormed, like, you can't really add on to it. Like, here there's supposed to be air, and you have to change your Mugu to heavy Mugu. And then you're supposed to have a neutral space. And then there's fire in front of you, so you have to switch your Mugu to fire Mugu so they don't burn. And then you go through neutral space, switch to heavy Mugu, go through the wind tunnel. Yeah, so I think this is like pretty well realized. This I had some suggestions on. I think this platform should be a different color. I think that's like an easy switch because like it's kind of hard to see that there's actually a fall area here. I know it's like sort of implied, like from the wind tunnel, but or instead of being here, if it was here and maybe elevated, so then I think an elevation would be easier to see with a wind tunnel. Photoshop's just, it's not closing, it's not doing anything. So ULD Control Delete, Task Manager, boop. Alright, file, open, number 4. Brush. There we go. Now it's working. Get rid of that stupid timeline. Whoop. Okay, so yeah, already started. So we'll Control W, zoom in, and add our note. Just get this. Oh. Oh, new. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Photoshop's also having issues. I have a theory of what's causing this. Okay, we're done with Photoshop for today. It's using a good amount of memory, but that's normal Photoshop goodness. Whatever. We can just puzzle ideas, pick 4. Change color of platform with pressure plate, or over it a bit, or add a bit of distance. Hard to initially notice distance between the two. This is just like an early alpha kind of problem too. Like, it will go away as polish gets added on, but it is nice to be able to kind of adjust it early too. Yeah, Task Manager MVP of the stream so far. Aaron MVP number 2. Yeah, so yeah, let's just go through this. Or move pressure plate to other side of puzzle. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I kind of want to add a puzzle where we can I think here is definitely a place where we could kind of wiggle something in. Outside of the rocks, or like, yeah, because currently what you do is you blow them up with fire Mugu. Excluding the fact that you can like kind of walk up this terrain. Maybe that's a good thing. Like, also, instead of blowing up the rocks, you can shoot the Mugu up the terrain, walk up, and then throw them wherever you need to go, so you can kind of transport them to get around. Alright, gonna go back to the first one. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna see if this is a possible thing, where we can, just gonna put it with pick 1. And that way we have, in the beginning, 2 ways to open the pressure plate. I wonder if players will lose Mugu in this area. Because maybe we want... Yeah, because I kind of like the idea of, like, getting corpses from the puzzles put to a place in the level where the player can use them to reproduce. I'm not sure how we would line that up with 3. I mean, with the 4th one. Because you can see here, you go through this puzzle, you come up here, and you go through the trial, and then you come here, and it's like, the wind could, in theory, maybe loop it around, but that just seems super, like, Rube Goldberg machine, kind of. Too many moving parts, too annoying to fully implement. I don't know. Let's work on wind tunnels some more. Those moving onto a pressure plate. Yeah. So this is a variation where it blocks Mugu from being thrown. I think we could add corpses somewhere into the game, and that would introduce the player to the overload Mugu mechanic, where if they have too many things, it's game over. Where they have too many Mugu, it gets out of control. And I think one of these bridges might be a good way to do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that as kind of a... Yeah, I was wondering that if you could shoot a corpse. Like, do you mean shoot a corpse like as the player, or shoot a corpse using the wind tunnel? Mystery Jones? I'm gonna put that as a pick question mark, litter, fill, bridge, then walkway. And walkway with Mugu corpses. To pressure the player with the overload Mugu lose condition. It's just like a random idea. Because that is one of the core things outlined in the GDD, is make lots of Mugu, kill lots of Mugu. Alright, how do I get these corpses somewhere? Because I think if I can get... Yeah, like the wind could throw things onto a kill box. Yeah, if Mugu could be moved, like if they're subject to physics, maybe everything that dies gets like raised and dumped somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna put it down. I don't know. It might be a little too it's a bit meh. Wind tunnel. Wind tunnels blow Mugu onto a kill play platform. Afterwards, Mugu corpses are dumped onto a walkway, then walkway, see idea. Yeah, so that way, like, it kind of gives the player feedback. Like, if they go through the puzzle without losing anything, nothing bad happens to them. Or, like they don't see a lot of corpses. But if they lose a lot of Mugu and their, like, reserves are thinned out, then there's all these Mugu corpses. There maybe is, like, a way things could be rearranged. So that's, let's say, here. Instead, what you do is... I'll use my mouse. So, like, you take this and you push it this way a little. So you have a little more space. You take this area and you pull it out. And the walkway leading from this platform to this platform runs parallel. So all the Mugu that are thrown away get thrown away onto it. How I would get the fire Mugu is maybe after the player leaves, a wind tunnel just blows them in that direction. And that way, all the dead Mugu from here could funnel into the walkway here. And that way, yeah. And that's something the player might see depending on the perspective of it. Maybe it might want to be twisted a little. So at some point during the walk, they could see, or even just running through it, they could see their Mugu being strewn there. Nah, that's one idea. So that's for pick 3. Wind tunnels will move on to a kill platform. See pick idea. Probably best to link. Probably best to throw them onto the platform. Linking pick 4 and 5. Yeah, so that's one way we can get a lot of Mugu, make a lot of Mugu. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna just check through our development Slack. Cool. Alright. Alright, so right now, corpses cannot be moved by wind tunnels. So this puzzle is currently, we're gonna comment it out. I'm not a programmer, but I know how commenting works. So depending on the difficulty of implementing movable Mugu, this might be something worth doing. Let's see, let's go back to pick. Let's see. Let's start at the beginning again. I know I keep hopping around. This isn't like, I didn't plan on doing this today in my defense, so. Also, this is just kind of how my brainstorming works, and I'm not like super strong at this. I'm still kind of learning processes. Oh, I have received a request to increase the font size. It seems reasonable. Let's go to a healthy. Okay, that's too healthy. That's too healthy of a font. Let's go to a nice 20. I think 20 is good. This should be good. It looks a little big to me, but depending on what platform you're viewing on, it's yeah. No problem. Alright. Alright. The text looks great in small viewer and after the resize. If so, that's good to hear. Alright, alright. I'm gonna come up with another one for pick one. I'm not leaving this picture until I come up with something else, because I want there from the beginning to be different ways to do that. Sick. Pressure plate gate. I do have some ideas, but I think it's too early to implement them. Like with the wind tunnel, you can have Mugu, you can transport Mugu onto another platform, I'm thinking, right? So you just lob them, and then if you yourself could walk there. But that would mean, yeah, I guess if you had two paths. But I guess like the only way that would work is if there was fire and air. Yeah, it's too early to introduce that. Maybe one's actually good, and it's actually at pick 3 is when I need to. No, pick 4, the one with the floating platform, is when I need to think of a thing. Because in the beginning, this is like maybe okay, because you don't want to do like too much complexity creep. Though I do think adding Mugu corpses might introduce players like making Mugu and getting out of control of them is like kind of a core thing. So like having that be on the player's path initially and not being an essential part of the puzzle, but just something that like happens, quote quote, even though it's like pretty heavily scripted by us, might be a nice way to ease the player into it. So let's just place Mugu corpses. Corpses along multiple parts of the path. Could add decal or icon to draw players' attention. Because currently Mugu are just little black things on the screen. So players might actually initially think A, they're just like specks on the ground, or B, black's like a harmful color, so they actually want to avoid them. So we kind of need something to override that. Or maybe even change the color to something a little more neutral, because in theory making Mugu is both usually a good thing, but can lead to a bad thing, which is the fatal condition of having too many Mugu. Yeah, I think that's about it for this part. Like, if we just add some corpses, and it's just like, oh, there's some corpses. That's a normal thing. It's perfectly normal. I'm gonna switch the position of these and resize it, so it's always a little open. Yeah, there we go. Got some screen optimization right here. Sick stuff. Let's move this picture over just a bit. Boop. Good enough. Yeah, good enough. So now we got Twitch chat over the reference image. I like it. QA. Oh man. That would be a mess. Gotta move it a little. I lost my arrow. Alright, gonna put on a little music for me real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna go back through the GDD. Features, play control, Mugu Swarm, breeding, passive. I'm not putting the GDD on screen because I don't know if I can, so I'm gonna veer on caution. Alright, features, heavy Mugu, fire Mugu, water Mugu, wind, destructible, burnable. Yo, like, why don't... Oh, I'm such a dummy. I'm such a dummy. I'm just, for pick 2, I'm gonna suggest we, just, boxes, blocking the player. That has to be burned down by Fire Mugu before the player can progress. See? Good stuff. Good. 200 IQ ideas right there. Destructible object force. An object that heavy Mugu can destroy by being shot at resets after a short period. Explodable. Yeah, some of these actually have to follow up on, because I'm not sure if like for instance, we have destructible object explodable. An object that Fire Mugu can destroy with their active ability. So, is this inherently a blocker, or are there things we can easily script to it for that, like when it disappears, other things move, or does it have physics of its own that cause things to go boom? So I think I'm gonna just put that as notes. Ask about destructible object explodable. That's just the goods. Enemy that kills Mugu with fire. What? This is something. We're doing this? Dang. Station enemy that shoots fire on an interval or proximity fire immune to fire heavy Mugu. Oh, okay, yeah. So you could stack. Okay, so this is a simple puzzle where you just stack. It's not really a puzzle. It's more an obstacle. Obstacle. Combine wind tunnel with. I'm just gonna use quotes. Enemy that kills Mugu with fire. So this is just a simple combination where you have to be heavy to not get thrown, to not lose all your Mugu, and you have to time your movement to the fire, or else you lose your Mugu. So we would want to put this after pick 3, because this is a progression of the initial level where you want to why am I tripping up here? You want to be switching through your Mugu to get through the obstacles. So after you learn that, then it's like, okay, now you have to know to switch your Mugu, but also to time your movement. So maybe that's something that could go around here. Though this area is getting very... Like I know we can rearrange stuff and rebuild the level, but like that's something we would want to put like maybe in pick 5 or onwards. Yeah. I'll put in potentially in pick 5 or onwards. Yeah, so that's that. Let's just keep going through this GDD that I'm not sure I can share. So I'm just gonna keep muttering and reading through it. Enemy that kills Mugu another way. Stationary enemy that smashes or stabs Mugu to death. Kills both types and leaves corpses for breeding. Okay, and heavy Mugu can be fired at from a distance. Okay, so that's just the good. Yeah, that's just a restock option, right? Like you can put that somewhere for players to use to breed up. Yeah, I definitely feel that we need to have more Mugu corpses in this first level. Just because, yeah, there aren't a lot of opportunities to breed a boatload of Mugu. Yeah. Where did I put that? Yeah, put that in pick 1. I'll probably do this throughout the game. So this is actually a weird kind of thing where adding a lot of corpses, Mugu corpses throughout the game, or even making like a murder conveyor belt or whatever that dumps out corpses every once in a while. If players do, quote, poorly on puzzles and lose a lot of their Mugu, they're going to be able to restock constantly instead of at a normal playable level. So as long as they get through puzzles, there should in theory be ways for them to restock and keep playing the game. But if they do too well, this is in a weird way punishing the player, because now they risk overflowing on Mugu. So in theory, we also maybe want to balance this out by adding more kill boxes, which are just platforms where you throw Mugu on and they die. So most likely have to add kill boxes throughout the game, that level, to balance out Mugu over population. GG. Yeah. Alright. Bridge door, activated by pressure plate, lets the player access a new area. It's kind of dumb, but I want there to be like just a random extra area you can walk to up here. And maybe just shoot Mugu down around here or like whatever. I don't have any yeah. Just something to goof around with. Or maybe say it's higher elevated up here and there's a wind tunnel and you can just shoot Mugu across the whole level. I'll add it, whatever. Not all ideas have to be capital. Add slightly elevated bridge plus platform above initial area. Add wind tunnel that player can use to spray Mugu across the final platform. Yeah. fireboxes. I believe currently players can move boxes. So I think what's happening is it's being changed so that the avatar, the gardener, can't move them. Yeah. If anyone has questions in chat, like, obviously feel free to throw them out. Like, I don't mind sitting here just borderline talking to myself, but, you know. I'm looking at chat. Rest assured. Boss lives in a cave that opens into water, travels on track that water flows, can move back and forth in a fire mugu, corpse is lured out of the cave after eating is large. Yeah. I don't know, yeah, so the boss is this thing here. I think you can actually see it a little better. Yeah, it's about the equal levels of viewing, yeah. And use fire mugu corpses to lure it out. I had problems completing this because I wasn't using the anvil ability that the heavy mugu have. So my mugu kept leaving this area after a while, and then then the gate would close. So it was a mess. It was a big mess. Big mess. Alright, I'm gonna read through the... I guess I should have done this too. Description of areas in the GDD. So this is basically a write-up of all the initial areas and their intention. So I don't want to, like, hijack things with... I want to ground my suggestions on the initial design to a reasonable degree, so that I'm not just coming up with stuff for a different thing. Largest area with a variety of things the player can play with that will not kill Mugu's boxes when simple puzzle to escape the next area. Yeah, I propose Mingo swimming with control and basic. Yeah. Okay, so they don't. I'm just gonna kill and breed. We go different knock over boxes, trigger pressure plate. Can boxes trigger a pressure plate? Alex asks the Slack channel devoted to Terrorarium. Chat? Because if they could, you know, we could, instead of using the anvil ability to trigger this pressure plate, we could also just stack boxes and then knock the boxes over. Also, if the pressure plate was closer, what you could do is... Yeah, actually like this. This is kind of how I played it initially, was add a pressure plate closer to the gate. Run through gate while open. Short amount of time since Mugu will wander off plate after a while. Yeah, so that's another like simple way to kind of yeah, it could be like, say, here. Let's see if paint works. Please paint. Open with painted. Alright, I have paint. Okay, I'm gonna first draw this box in here. I'm gonna save it. Now I'm gonna bring it over to my next monitor. And we're just gonna try to do some... Okay, so it works here. So we got paint at least. Paint's good. Oh, new. That's good. Yeah, Shoot lob, different. Yeah, so that's kind of if boxes can trigger pressure plate, add stack of boxes, player can knock over to trigger pressure plate. We probably should just add like giant box pyramids for the player to destroy with Mugu. Yeah, I think that's thing. Alright, area 2. A longish set of hallways with landing pads connecting them. Rises vertically above the starting area. Goals to reach the player death dash. Teach player death by enforcing Mugu on a series of simple environment puzzles to make progress forward. Yeah, I think introducing the player to the idea of Mugu breeding before this, or spacing it out a little, is good. Because we're kind of like showing a lot of mechanics early. I guess this isn't a final level, this is more like an introductory smush everything in. Yeah. My only thing is I would definitely want to weave in some Mugu breeding in area 1. Just so people aren't like surprised. Because I think one thing that might happen is if some plays are like, oh, I can move around and do stuff, and then in the next day we're like, and here's 4 more mechanics. It's like error. Yeah. What it teaches. Kill and breed, expand on Mugu types. Lob, boxes, wind, fire, minor enemy. Holy jeez, there's a lot going on in here. Yeah, my players enter room and either go left and deal with Mugu Smash or Breed, go right into Mugu and Breed. Nice to blow up. Okay, so currently, implementation does not match design. I kind of want to move away from it. Just because I think it's kind of hard. Yeah, like I think thinking on top of that when using a reference that's just like so different from what's outlined in the GDD is a little like there's kind of two different things going on, and I'm not totally sure which one's gonna which one I should be basing off of. And currently, one of the lead designers is in a meeting, I believe. So, and I'm locked up in here. Alright, area 3, boss room. What it teaches: drain water, lure, capture, subdue. Steps. On the map, there's a river that flows in one direction. One end of the river flows out of a cave. The river flows into an open pool. A monster called the eel lives in a cave. Fire Mugu toss in the river, die, and leave a floating corpse. Eel likes to eat fire Mugu and come out of the cave for them if they're close enough. Float with goons, so we'll chase them for distance. Move faster than the corpses, so quickly return. 2 pressure plates. 1 pressure plate, open gate, 1 up. Okay, yeah, so we got the plates. I'm gonna go to the image. Yeah, so Mugu, 2 pressure plates, water, fire Mugu. That's my throwing sound effect. The player must use the chin fire Mugu to lure into the pool. Yeah. Alright, and then once you lure into the pool, You have to use the heavy Mugu's activated ability to trigger the pressure plate that raises the gate, blocking the eel's retreat. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's tricksy. Because currently the... Yeah, okay, I see why I had problems completing this. Because currently the ability... I guess now if this gate's set to always open, it's good. Because before, I think it was closed. And you had to use the ability to open it. So now you're trying to time it. Alright, before this, the player must use the symbol to trigger the second pressure plate draining the pool. The pool only drains if the gate is up. Once the pool is drained, the eel becomes stranded. The player must then use the Mugu's fire-activated storm ability to storm the stranded eel, drying it out with heat and triggering it. Okay. So, I think like one thing, I'm not completely sure how many fire Mugu you need to draw out the eel, but I'm just gonna add a note for pick 6. Add Mugu corpses. So player can always have enough stock. Mugu stock. Makes good soup. Alright, now I'm just going to skim through some of the notes on our first release. Yeah, let's do that. Mugu, just some ideas. Breeding makes some pops. Scale, way more of them. Yeah. Gore might be worth adding some death effects at this point. Shoot needs to go further and faster. Pathfinding / lobbying to activate abilities. Breeding / chaos not happen off screen as much. Yeah. Does Bomb Anvil ability actually remove Mugu from Storm right now? Question mark. Physics. Wind is fun, river is fun falling. Remove for now. Yeah. Gardener should not affect boxes. Totally agree. Heavy Mugu need to affect boxes more. Yeah. Need to ignite stuff. Feel more contagious. More Goombas. More ways to kill Mugu. Yeah. So... more ways to put some things... I do have a random idea of, it might be an off-screen prop, but I'm trying to think of how you could make a Rube Goldberg machine, where it's like you have Mugu, falls into kill, corpse gets moved aside, to a... Mugu, but you'd have to keep them separated. Yeah. If there's a way we could put a thin barrier between Mugu, but the breeding mechanic would still work. So you could have a wind platform here, your breeder Mugu here, thing. So you have two Mugu. First Mugu goes boop, and then boop, down to a kill zone, and then gets booped back as a corpse, and then breeds. And then keeps going. And this could just be a funny, like, off-screen thing. Like, just kind of in the background. Like, say, say here, right? Kind of in this area, just floating off to the side. And you're like... Or actually, maybe it could even be earlier. And it could kind of show the player, like, oh, this is how... boop, indeed. Boop, boop, boop. And this, like, tiny murder machine could kind of work. But again, this only works if corpses can move by wind. Or... if kill boxes were timed too, you could have a kill box, wind tunnel, kill box, wind tunnel, kill box, wind tunnel, kill box, wind tunnel. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna put this down as like background means Goldberg Infinite Kill Machine Part 1 breed Mugu. Mugu plus thin invisible. Then wall between them. Plus Corpse Mugu. Corpse Mugu part 2. Introduce Alive Mugu part 1. Part 1 either as a corpse from a previous kills play or cycle from this game's mechanics are very weird because like a lot of statements about this game's mechanics when taken out of context are just they're just like, what is this? Like, yeah. I totally agree with Chad. Like, some of this stuff's just this is like you getting written up in like other environments over this. Introduce them to part 1, either so from period or cycle from kill plate to air tunnel, throwing Mugu at straight vertical? Yeah, straight vertical. Out of coffee. Water arrow. Yeah, need more Goombas. Need more ways to kill Mugu. Yeah. Can boxes be thrown by a wind tunnel? Because also I think like obviously it's like the core of the game is like manipulating Mugu, doing things to them and with them. But like, yeah, if we can throw boxes around, right? We have a stack of boxes, you knock them down, you throw them into a wind tunnel, and they just fly. And maybe they fly onto the next stage you're in, or they just fly backwards or whatever. Huh, that's interesting. We don't have a lot of backtracking incentivization. Like, if all Mugu corpses got like filtered and sifted down to a deposit area previously, that might get people to go back. But I like side tangent. I love backtracking in games. Like I always think it's like really cool when it's done well. Like in Final Fantasy VI, like the World of Ruin. It's not a technical backtrack, but like they change all the areas you've been in before. Or in Devil May Cry 4, you play through the game as one character going to point A to B, and then you play as another character going from B back to A. And because the playstyles are different, it's a totally different run each time. Like each one's kind of fun. Mega Man's also are kind of a little like that, just because you get different abilities. But I think that's a side thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think littering the stage with more giant box monuments and just knocking them down is like kind of a cool thing. And then if they block your path, you have to burn them up with fire Mugu. Yeah. Yeah, this area is, I don't want to touch this area right now. Because how I read it in the GDD, it sounds way like Like this very mapped out and kind of like, whoa, this is not a simple thing. It sounds like a well finely tuned gauntlet. All right, we might get some sweet wind tunnel in boxes. More boxes. Yeah. This is where I'm pushing the design. I want to do more stuff with boxes. Like a cat, I just want to build them up, knock them down, go in them. For me, the best part of the game is capital C, capital H, capital A, capital O, capital S. Yeah. It's, chaos is, like, in theory, such a hard thing to put in through level design, because, like, you need so many things in the level set up in a way that they all kind of interconnect. And yeah, the more interconnections you have, then things can start getting weirder. And obviously, like, there's, just with normal design, right? Like, if the Mugu themselves start acting weird, or, like, if every couple seconds your Mugu types switch because you're in, like, a hell zone or whatever, then things are like, how do I do stuff? Kind of spinning wheels right now. Yeah, I feel like the boss is, like, pretty well... in GDD says boxes should not be moved by... Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to sputter out a bit. Yeah. I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Cause I'm kinda need to take a quick breather to walk around the building. Yeah. And also maybe touch base, but I think this is like a good amount of like meme brainstorming. Maybe I'll just put more try to think about connecting more objects and whatever objects with each other. Boxes into a wind tunnel that throws them on a pressure plate, or like all the other things we outlined in the wind tunnel thing, right? Like from Mugu to a pressure plate, ferry Mugu to a new platform, maybe you just like... I guess that's another random thing I could set up, is you just have a triangle of wind tunnels, and when you put a box into it, it just hops them around. So you could like shoot Mugu onto it, and then they just hop around, and then you just walk away. Alright. We're gonna put that in background memes, cause these are like kind of closed loops. So, like, I guess in theory you can use the call mechanic to draw them out when they land back in the origin point. Yeah, make a 3-point wind tunnel system that throws a Mugu or box from point A, B, C, A, Mugu. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think these kinds of background memes are like... Obviously they aren't adding to the puzzle stuff, but they're adding as like random things to do in the game. Or, yeah, so, and I don't know, it just adds to like the level stuff. But I should be focusing a little more on just adding... I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. Because if I had enough random stuff to do in the game, and once they're put in and played with, maybe you think of like, once you see them in place, maybe it'll be like, oh, if I just add a little thing here or move some stuff around, we can like actually connect that to a puzzle as an alternate solution, or to like maybe cheat stuff from one level onto another level. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, that is me for today. Thank you for watching. Please follow. And I believe tomorrow Aaron is our lead developer who is streaming. He will be doing Unity stuff, I believe. Oh, today is Tuesday. Okay, so Evan and Natalie are doing a fireside chat where they talk about the game. Yeah, so sweet, come for that. Same bat time, same bat place. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.